The Warhammer Battle section is actually really all about the culmination of the other parts of the book, really. It's where the rules and the background kind of merge. It's where the miniatures and the gaming tables come together. It's actually, this is Warhammer. This is where you're actually going to put the models on the table and actually play all kinds of different battles. This is what it's all about. The heart of Warhammer of gaming is really about scenarios, and scenarios are all about changing actually how you play the game, and that could be little stuff. That could be how you set up the table, how you deploy troops onto the table, how you interact with terrain, or it could be the size of the game, or it could be anything from special rules to, it's really about possibilities. It's about what you can do with your game. And scenarios are all about it's about making stuff up, and it's about making it more Warhammer, making it more straight-line competitive. It's about setting up what you want to do with your game. So what we've got is a lot of archetypes in the Battles book that kind of offer examples or explore possibilities. So there's the outnumbered scenario where the few against the many. There's the terrain really matters, and you've got kind of ancient temples that have to be taken over and give you powerful spells, lightning bolts from the skies. It allows you to kind of interact with the Warhammer world, and it's not just wargaming scenarios, they're Warhammer. So we're really trying to get Bugman's beer into the scenario. We're really trying to get mercenaries that can turn around and eat your own troops. So there's a lot of fun in there about exploring what makes Warhammer gaming different than any other kind of gaming there is. It's packing as much Warhammer as you can into your battle. Once you've played a few games and kind of understand how scenarios work and how you can change them, a lot of players like to take the next step, which is really kind of talking about linking games together. So one battle affects their next, your heroes might get better, there might be a knock-on effect, or doing a campaign, kind of theming it so you've got an underground battle, you're landing on all the Elven Islands, you're kind of taking over different things. So you kind of move on, and then you can add in Games Masters. Really, you're talking about full-on campaigns, which is making the Warhammer world breathe and kind of live, and kind of adding the details that excite you about your army. And we kind of explore that a bit in the Battles book and give some ideas and suggestions. And we end on a legendary battle, which is kind of a narrative story of the fantastic clash, and it just shows some of the elements that players might want to add, kind of uniforms and famous regiments and heroes and kind of backstories and grudge matches. And it's all the stuff that Warhammer really brings that to life and gives you an example of how you can do that with your army and actually fight the best Warhammer battle you've ever had. One of my favorite things about the Warhammer Battle section is, not surprisingly, is actually the battles themselves, the layout, the terrain boards. The hobby team, really led by guys like Dave Andrews and Mark Jones, absolutely brought the Warhammer, but they made these terrain boards that just make you want to play Warhammer. There's a fantastic Warhammer city, there's Ulthwan, there's the actually landing, and that's the part that the visuals just do it for you, because you immediately start saying, oh, I always wanted to see a sea monster, and I wanted to see all the Dark Elf ships, all these black sailed ships kind of plowing into the beaches. And that just that's in the Warhammer world, but actually it's getting that on the tabletop and actually seeing it and playing it as a game and actually trying to devise how that invasion is going to work and how you can decide who wins. And that's the Warhammer world to me, and that's it brought to life perfectly. And the hobby team has just done it on these boards. You just instantly want to play those games or see them do one for your favorite army. For the Warhammer Battle section to have worked, to have done its job, it will have inspired you to play a game, or have taught you something about the Warhammer world, or made you think about a facet of Warhammer that you just didn't know about. You don't have to play a 5,000 point game with ships and a legion of 20 dragons, although if you do, that would be great. Call me. I'll come over and play. That would be great. But actually, it's just so that you know more about Warhammer. You're inspired. You can add those elements to your game. They're there for you to add as much as you want. Try them out. Give it a try. It's great fun.